So a while ago, I made a video on space requirements for a 5-foot round table, and I made some diagrams to illustrate, which, a reminder, a 5-foot round table needs a 10 by 10 area for everyone to be able to get up and move around. But I've been asked to do one for an 8-foot table or a 6-foot banquet table. And what I used to say, just based on the diagrams I made, that in the same space you can sit in a 5-foot round table, you can do 1.5 8-foot banquet tables, but that doesn't really work out that well. So I drew up a diagram with a grid to try to figure out how many feet is actually good for an 8-foot table so that people can actually move around. And then I'll show you the comparison to, say, a 20 by 20 with 8-foot tables versus if you try to put 6-foot tables in there, the advantage and disadvantage of that. Okay, so right here I've got a 20 by 20. It's kind of light, but in this I've got 8-foot tables and 6-foot tables. Now just imagine these row 8-foot tables continuing on. So you can fit 6 8-foot tables in a 20 by 20 with enough space for people to move in between everything. Now this has a grid on it. So what I come up with as a comfortable amount of space is 7 by 10. For each table. I know that seems like a lot, 7 feet by 10, but you need to be able to walk down here and walk through here if that's the way you're doing it. You could put these together and everyone could walk around the edge, but this is the way I like to do it. Everyone can move around in all directions. And a lot of people will say, well, what if we just replace these with 6 feet? Well, yes, that's true. You can do that. But the only advantage you're going to get when you do it in this arrangement is a larger aisle. You won't be able to put 3 6-foot tables and have aisles between all of them. If you're going to put 3 6-foot tables, they're going to have to be all together. And the only way you'll be able to walk down is that way. If you want to get over here, from over here, or even here, you're going to have to walk all the way around. Whereas if there was an aisle, you could just go down and over. So if you're doing 6-foot tables, yes, you can put them all together and you can get more people. Right here is only 16 people. Right here is 18, right? Yeah, 18 people. So 2 more people in this way than here. You're just losing the middle aisle. So if you want a middle aisle, the way to maximize space is with the 8-foots. You're just going to lose seating if you do 6-foots. But if you don't want a middle aisle, you're fine with 3 6-foots in a row. So that's how I generally do it. I don't ever differentiate between 8-foot and 6-foots in the amount of space or people you're gonna fit in, because most people want the middle aisle in whatever size tent. If it's a 40 wide tent, they still want people to be able to walk through. I mean, sometimes there's people who just do really long rows of like 5 8-foots or 6 6-foots, and you have to walk all the way around. But you know, that's what they wanted. They want really long rows. A lot of people say it feels like everyone's sitting at the same table, even though Jimmy's all the way down here and Samantha's all the way down there. You're not really at the same table. You're quite far away. So I don't really like the long table setup, but if someone wants it, it's what they can do. So to maximize space, the default I go with is 8-foot tables. I have the 6-foot banquet tables for things like bars, caterers. Definitely inside houses, a 6-foot is better than an 8-foot because a lot of times you don't have that much space in a house. So if someone's having a small event in their house, then I would do a 6-foot banquet table. But in general, when I'm doing a tent layout, I do all 8-foots because it maximizes the space. Unless they really just want long rows, then I might be able to get more tables in with the 6-foot. Good tool is this program, PartyCAD. It allows you to actually know exactly what's going to fit and it's going to be comfortable for people to walk around. It's a lot harder when you are just guessing all this. Now up on my Patreon, I did put some sample diagrams with the layout and everything and a blank space so you can put in your own logo or whatever. I got a bunch of those up for 20 wides, 20 by 20, 20 by 30, 20 by 40. And I'll shortly be adding 30 wides, you know, general party, 30 wide wedding, 40 wide general party, and 40 wide weddings. So all those will be up on Patreon, and you can just take those diagrams, put your own logo, name, whatever on it, and use that as reference. We don't actually build a diagram for every single event. We just send them, you know, we have a whole bunch built and say we just send them 5 that kind of fit what they need, and then they can decide like kind of how they want to set it up. It takes a while to make a custom diagram, and we used to do that, and then, you know, they'd always come back and be like, can you move this table this way, that, and then another change, and it's always just moving little things, and it was just taking up a lot of time doing custom diagrams. So we just built a whole bunch of them that are kind of general and say, here's some general diagrams that you can kind of see, kind of get some ideas. And we don't offer the custom one unless it's like a really, really high paying gig, then we'll do a custom one. But we try to limit the amount of changes and stuff. Anyways, that's layout of the tables. 8-foot banquet tables. I would suggest a 7 by 10 area. Question answered. Thanks for watching.